Hey everyone, I hope you are all well. It's Bridget here, currently in Bridget's kitchen, giving you a very quick and very simple little cook the book cooking class, because today some of you may have been on Bridget's kitchen, or you may have had a post come up in your Facebook feed, and you would have seen that I shared one of my favorite soup recipes with you, and that is my chicken noodle or chicken zucchini noodle soup recipe. I shared that today on Bridget's Kitchen. So if you've never seen the recipe before, I suggest you jump onto Bridget's Kitchen and download the recipe because it's fabulous. But before you do that, we can do a little cooking class here in my kitchen. So I'm going to be cooking today for you guys, showing you how easy and simple this recipe really is. And it does come straight from my book. So we are doing a cook the book cooking class, and it's one of those, it's like, look, I literally created this recipe right at the very start of my healthy journey. And it was made when I wasn't feeling too good, you know, I was just having one of those days, it was a little bit flat. And soup for me has always been massive comfort food. And by the way, if you're joining me on this live, please say hi. And if you have any questions as I'm going along, please let me know as well. I'm gonna pop that link up if you haven't already downloaded the recipe. I'm gonna pop that link up. But of course, if you have my book, the recipe for my chicken zucchini noodles or noodle soup is on page 127. That's what it looks like in the book. So you are more than welcome to go straight to the book, page 127, or you can download the recipe if you haven't got the book yet. But I do suggest you get the book, because please get the book. It helps me to write more books. When you buy this book, it means I'm able to write more books, which is really exciting. So if you haven't already got the book, please, you can go to bridgetscookbook.com, bridgetscookbook.com, and you can order your copy of the book. And remember, this book is not available in stores, not yet at least. It's only available online through us. We self-publish this. We self-publish. So this is my first self-published book. It's sold out within 6 weeks, and which is amazing. So we now have the second print run already delivered and already ready to go out to all you wonderful people. And we put it up on Kindle last Friday. It's now Wednesday, so not that many, like 6 days ago, not even that, 5 days ago, we put this version up on Kindle as well for people who want the book now. So if you're really like, oh, I need the book now, but also for people who live in other parts of the world, and their postage can be really expensive, and I'm so sorry, I have no control over the postage. You know, I just pay what I have to pay, and I lose money on the postage depending on where this book goes to, because I'm trying to make this as reasonable for everyone as possible. So we decided that in order to make sure that everyone has access to this book, it is now available on Amazon Kindle, and that went live on Friday. It is now Wednesday, so Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 5 days ago. Within 3 days, this book was a bestseller on Amazon. Yay! How cool is that? It blows me away every single time this happens. So let's get into the recipe, because I said it takes 10 minutes. I've already probably been talking for longer than 10 minutes, so I'm sorry, but it doesn't take very long. So page 126, I think it was, my chicken noodle soup. Noodle in parentheses, because there's no gluten in our food, because you guys know that I don't cook with gluten. It is literally a wonderful broth that we make. We have a base of my wonderful kombu water, and we know that kombu is really good for regulating the thyroid. So if you want to increase your metabolism, you need to have kombu water, kombu broth in your life. And then you can make it into a wonderful soup. You can put it into gravies and stocks and all that sort of amazing stuff. So kombu's incredible. Get some. If you don't know where you can find kombu, I would suggest you go online. Like a lot of Asian supermarkets do sell kombu. Kombu is basically big strips of kelp or dried seaweed, and we use it to make a broth. It's not, you wouldn't like chew on a piece of kombu. That wouldn't be very nice. Like literally, it would not be very nice. But it does make a very wonderful broth. So Asian supermarket, or Google it. Go online and you can find your kombu there. So that's amazing. So chicken noodle soup, here we go. It is really, like literally, as I was saying, when I wasn't feeling too good, I designed this soup because I just wanted something like, you know, to heal the body and the soul. It was one of those recipes. But I also was like impatient and I wanted something that was really quick to make. So that's why I have this soup, and it's so easy and so simple to make, but so wonderfully satisfying. I've shared this recipe before, it is in the book as you know, but also now you've got a video too. So I'm going to bring you guys down to my bench so you can see what's happening down here. Alright, there we go. So what I have in this pot here is I already have my kombu water that I make, you know, and I always have my kombu water ready to go, and of course the kombu water recipe is it's in the book. So my kombu water is there on the go, and what you first need to do, and that's what I was talking about, I always have kombu water ready for me in the fridge. So I will make a big stock pot, and I'm talking maybe 5, not big in chef terms, but big in my little domestic kitchen terms. I put my kombu water into, I put 5 litres of water into a stock pot. I then take a piece of kombu to run about an A4 size piece of paper. So it's kind of like that. Ooh, it's about that size, yeah? That's the size of the kombu. It's a sheet. I put it into the pot with 5 litres of water, and I very slowly, on a very low heat, let it simmer away for 4 or 5 hours. And what happens when you're simmering away is the nutrients, because remember kombu is really high in iodine, and that's what helps to regulate our thyroid to increase our metabolism. I let it simmer away so gently and slowly that all the goodness is extracted out of that seaweed and it goes into the water. So you get a wonderfully flavored broth here. It tastes kind of like a hot rock pool when it's hot. It tastes like, literally, it tastes like the ocean. It does not taste fishy. Someone asked me that the other day, said, does it taste fishy? No, it doesn't. All right, so I've got my broth in there. I'm going to turn on my little machine and get my broth starting to heat up. Yeah, this is enough for 2 people. It's about, I think there's about 600 mils, 700 mils of kombu water in there. Enough for 2 people. Getting my broth heating up. As my broth is heating up, like I said, remember this is dinner. This is dinner in less than 10 minutes, remember that. The next thing I'm going to do, remember how you guys know I always have, this is chopped garlic. This is how I keep my garlic in my fridge. I use a little food processor, I chop away like mad, and this is what is constantly in my fridge. I don't use the processed chopped garlic because that tends to have additives and sugar and gluten and stuff. This is just pure garlic that I put in my food processor and chopped away. So I'm going to add that into my broth as it heats up. A couple teaspoons of that goes in. That's a teaspoon. Did you know that? No, it's not a real teaspoon, but I'm kind of gauging it. Normally just, you know what, I'll grab a teaspoon because you'll be like, what is she doing? Okay, I'm going to grab a teaspoon so you guys know what I'm doing. All right, there's a fancy teaspoon. Here we go. Okay, so the garlic is in there. The next one I have here, look, it's even written, I think it might be backwards for you guys, but that is my chopped ginger. Once again, I have my little takeaway containers constantly in the fridge full of my chopped garlic and my chopped ginger, so I'm always able to add them into things that I'm cooking with. And when it comes to your chopped ginger, here's a great little tip for you guys. Something that I say all the time is when it comes to chopped ginger, do not bother to peel it. Just cut it into chunks, throw it in your food processor, give it a whiz. It'll look like that, which is fabulous, and that will last for a couple of weeks in your fridge, just like that. So we've got those 2 flavor boosters already in our soup, which is wonderful. So we started off with kombu, which is fantastic. Tastes like a hot rock pool. Not that exciting unless you like the taste of hot rock pools. The next thing we've done is we've added our garlic and our ginger. We're just going to start to bring that to a simmer. I don't want it to boil, I'm just bringing it to a simmer. But we need to add more flavor because we want to create this into something delicious. And remember, if you're making this, you're not normally talking like I am, so this will take you seconds to do. You add the kombu, you heat it up, you add the ginger, you add the garlic. It's taking you seconds. The next thing I'm going to add in is also going to bring the flavor in what makes our chicken noodle soup. Here I actually have, I know it looks like chicken, but it's actually turkey. It's turkey breast, would you believe? Because you don't have to add chicken. Remember, there's always substitutions. Oh, it's already coming to the boil. Can you guys see that? It's already starting to come to the boil. And don't forget, guys, if you've got any questions, please ask away any questions. So I've actually got, I've got turkey meat, turkey breast, cooked turkey breast. You could obviously add turkey breast or chicken, and chicken is, this is a great way to use up leftover roast chicken. If you've got some leftover roast chicken from like a Sunday roast, this is a really great way to use up that product. So I had leftover turkey because we made a really big turkey roast. So I've got a little bit of leftover turkey which is going in there. Just turning it up a little bit because I want it to, of course, want it to simmer. And now that I've added the turkey or the chicken, if you're making chicken, you're adding flavour to the base of this broth, because the flavour from the cooked turkey is going to come out into the liquid, making this absolutely delicious. I can already tell. I'm going to have a little bit of taste. I'm going to get down nice and low so you can see. Have a little bit of taste. I can already see and smell that the flavour, it no longer tastes like a hot rock pool, which is a good thing, right? It's a great thing. So now we've got our chicken or our turkey, and let's just say you're vegetarian, or your tofu in there. Now if you are doing a vegetarian version of this, I would just definitely suggest that you add more ginger and garlic, because tofu doesn't have a lot of flavour. Chicken and turkey have great flavour. So now I'm going to add some tamari sauce into here. So tamari is our gluten-free soy sauce. A couple of tablespoons of that go in. Remember, this is for 2 people. That is going to help to flavour the soup, but it's also going to really help as well to give it that wonderful bit of colour. You see the colour's changed as well. Once again, I'm going back and I'm going to taste it. What's happening? Oh wow, that I could just have that on its own right now. That is fabulous. That is fabulous. All right. Next thing we're going to add, turning down the heat a little bit because it's starting to simmer. In here I have wakame. If you wonder what wakame is, it's seaweed dried little pieces of. You can literally take a piece of wakame and eat it. It's fabulous. Tastes like the ocean. But we're going to add it into here. And this is dried, so once it hits the water, it's actually going to expand and start to look a little bit more like seaweed. We have just added nutrients and minerals to our soup via our wakame, which is really great. So that's now happening. I'm turning it down again because it's simmering like so deliciously, so wonderfully. I'm going to add the next thing in. I have here, I don't know if you guys can see. Can you guys see? Where is it? No, you can't see. I'm just going to go back here so you can see more. Okay, this is coriander. I'm going to add a little bit of coriander. If you don't like coriander, you do not have to add coriander. Remember that. Only add it if you like it. If you don't like it, don't add it, please. I'm not forcing you to become a coriander fan. But even if you're a bit like, I'm not sure whether I like coriander, give it a go. You know, give it a go. You can do it. I'm going to grab my knife. It's over here. Alright, got my knife. Okay, so we're going to add some coriander into there as well, because what we're doing is we're making literally a flavor bomb in here. This is a flavor bomb. Okay, just finely shred your coriander. Roots are good too. If you've got coriander stalks, there's a lot of flavor in our coriander stalks. So no, you can't. Oh yeah, there you go. So please add that. That's going to go in to our soup. Our soup is good. You could just finish it like that. Like already, just adding that coriander, the flavor is amazing. Really, really good. Okay, that is now in. The last thing we need to even think about doing, I've turned it down even so it's just on that simmer. Can I just show you guys what's happening here? Can you see that? How good. Look at the steam coming off it. Fabulous. All right. The last thing we need to do is think about our zucchini, and thinking about our zucchini is actually really, really easy. So taking a little bit of zucchini, this is the last step of this dish. Just knob off the ends. Get rid of them. Don't need them. I am using this cute little machine here. You don't have to use a machine like this, but this is what I'm using, this cute little machine. It is a Japanese spiralizer. You could use anything to make your zucchini noodles. You could even use a mandolin, which is like the slicer, you know, the vegetable slicer, but I've got this little guy, and you can see it coming out the bottom there. Don't think you have to go out and purchase one of these. But if you did want one of these, that's pretty cool. I've had it for about, I don't know, 15 years. This is a Ben Reiner Japanese spiralizer. And you do get really good spirals. But you know what? There's a Kmart spiralizer. I believe that's only a couple of bucks. And you still get that with your spiralizer. So, like, seriously, you do not have to go and spend a lot of money. This is a lot of money, so that's why I'm not suggesting it. Because it's literally a lot of money. Alright, got my bowl. Gonna put my noodles in. And you're thinking, why is she putting her noodles in the bowl? Don't you have to cook? Here we go, this is really important. I'm coming up to me. You're probably wondering why I'm doing this, right? Into the bowl. And why isn't she cooking her zucchini noodles? You do, big tip, like the biggest tip I could possibly give anyone who's currently watching this video, and you're going to go and you're going to make your own chicken noodle soup. You do not have to cook zucchini noodles. Zucchini can be eaten completely raw. If you've ever experienced that sensation of having soggy noodles, like overcooked and mushy noodles, there is potentially because you may have added too much heat to the noodles. Zucchini does not, because we can eat it raw, it's one of those vegetables that's got really high water content as well. You don't have to do anything to it. All you need to do, going back down, all you need to do is put it into your bowl completely raw. So we're going to add our zucchini to our bowls completely raw. Crazy, right? No, not really. Not really. Once you sort of understand the makeup of vegetables and what can be eaten raw, like, did you know, here's a really good tip, because especially if you're in New Zealand, Australia, or this part of the world, it's winter, so Brussels sprouts are actually in season. You can eat Brussels sprouts raw. Just chop them up really, really thin, like coleslaw. You can eat Brussels sprouts raw. Of course, we can eat cabbage raw. We can eat asparagus raw. There's so many foods that we can eat raw that we just think we need to cook the living daylights out of. But it's just not true. Like, it's literally not true. So zucchini is one of those vegetables. You could even eat it raw in thicker slices than what I have here. You don't have to have them in such thin little noodles. You can totally have it in a thick slice, and it works really, really well. So, okay. Good amount of noodles per person. I think in my recipe in the cookbook, I've got like 250 grams or something awesome like that of noodles per person. Because you can get, when you've got a lovely broth over top of it, you can 100% eat that much zucchini because it tastes amazing, right? So have a little bit of a wipe down. Okay, so that's in there. Really important, looking gorgeous, not cooked, raw. We're going to take some seasoning. I'm just going to put a little bit of pepper over there.